Hey guys, Thogden here, and welcome back to a brand new video. And we're moving on to game week 36 of our Premier League predictions. We're coming to the end here, Dad.
Oh, it's really sad, isn't it? There's not much to play for except for you against the guests.
Oh God.
Theo, 6 points. Thogdad, 7 points. Carl the Dragon, 10 points. Can you
Fair
believe
play. You know
that?
what? Fair play to the man. He came on here and he absolutely smashed it, didn't he?
He is brilliant.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, overall, 216 for the guests, 216 for Thogden. 247 for Thogdad.
Dad, the problem is we're bringing on guests with very good knowledge.
I know.
So this week we brought on James ALLCOTT, the tactician himself. I'm generally going to lose to the guest here. Anyway, let's move on to the first game week after Thogdad sets the like target.
The like target today is 10,000.
Smash it. 10,000. I want 12, okay? But listen, I want a golden toilet, not going to get it. Anyway, what is the first game week, Dad?
And the first game is Newcastle United in 16th against Manchester City, the champions. Well done to Man City. But Newcastle, what's happening there? They're one of the form teams of this part of the season. Callum Wilson's back, isn't he?
They're smashing it. 3 wins from the last 5 games. And you know what? Man City have nothing to play for. Congratulations, guys. You've won the Premier League after Man United put the youth team out against Leicester and lost. Well done. It's clever from United. City don't get to celebrate it when they win. You know what I mean?
But it was in their hands. Sergio Aguero, come on, mate. What are you doing with that penalty?
That is a good point, Dad. That is a good point. And coming into this game, now City have won the Premier League. Newcastle are on good form. Do you think this might go a different way to what's expected?
Well, it could do, actually. That could be the story here, couldn't it? What score have you gone for there?
Newcastle 2, Man City 1.
No way.
Dad, you've got to back the Geordies.
Jeremy Beadle. Is Beadle about there?
No, you've got to back the Geordies. Look at the form. Callum Wilson, St. Maximan, Joe Willock. They're hungry. They're ready.
In fact, that's a very good point. And because of that, Newcastle 0, City 2.
Ah, you boring man. The James Mayer football is back. Let's move on to the next game. But first, let's get James ALLCOTT's prediction. And by the way, he's just posted a new video. Go find out why the Aguero goal shouldn't have stood when they faced against QPR and got the winner. James ALLCOTT, first video in description.
Thank you for inviting me on. Me and Theo, we have a telepathic understanding on the football pitch, but will our opinions be exactly the same? I don't know, but that's what we're going to find out now when it comes to my predictions for game week 36. Thanks for inviting me on. It's a joy to make my way onto your channel, Theo, and hopefully we can play football again soon. Newcastle versus Man City. Man City, of course, crowned champions. Newcastle are safe now. So I think despite that, I think it'll be a bit tougher than Man City would expect and what you would think on paper. I'm going to go with a Man City win. I'm going to go with 2-0.
Burnley in 15th against Leeds United in 10th. A good old northern ding-dang-do, eh, Theo? Now, Chris Wood, he's banging him in, isn't he, for Burnley?
But
Leeds pretty good too, eh?
They're both doing all right. Both teams won last week, didn't they? Leeds beat Tottenham. Burnley, they won 2-0 against Fulham. You know, it's a difficult one to call. You know, it could go either way.
It really could, but thank you, Leeds, for being in the Premier League. You've scored 53, you've conceded 53. It's bloody brilliant to watch,
I know. No, it's always exciting watching Leeds. That's the main thing. So out of any of the teams that come up from the Championship, you've got to give credit to them. They've had a good year. They're about to end mid-table. They've got nothing to play for, but they're still beating Spurs, getting results against a lot of the top 6 teams. Credit where credit is due. But I reckon this Burnley team... Oh, I don't know. I'm going to go Burnley 1, Leeds 2. I'm backing Bielsa's lads.
Yeah, and so am I. Burnley 1, Leeds 2. Rafinha to score.
Hey, Dad, but I thought you said they're too tired now. The
Yeah.
Leeds fans, they slated you last time.
I hold my hands up. I got that one wrong. But James, what do you recommend?
Burnley versus Leeds. This could be interesting because Burnley started scoring some goals recently. Wood's on fire. Didn't mean for that to be a pun. I think this will be a draw. I think it will be a 1-1 draw. Chris Wood to score.
Southampton in 14th against Fulham in 18th. Danny Ings and Che Adams on great form. Is it too late to sign them, Theo, for FPL?
Well, I tell you what, they're probably going to rack up some points being at home to Fulham. Fulham's form, it's stinking up the gaff. They're relegated, they're down. The Saints, you know what? They're starting to bounce back. They've got a few big performances, as we've seen. So I'm going to back them to win 2-0. I can't see Scott Parker causing an upset here.
Yeah, the Saints go marching on and Fulham have bottled it right at the end. Well, 5 wins all season, 1 point in the last 5. Not good enough. 1-0 to Southampton.
But Danny Ings is definitely going to score. And let's go over to James.
Southampton versus Fulham. Fulham relegated now. Southampton on a pretty stinking run themselves, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, with the pressure going away from Fulham now that they're relegated, they actually you get a bit of a spring from that. Weirdly, they might just play with a bit more freedom. I think this will be a 2-1 win to Fulham.
Brighton in 17th against West Ham United in 5th. And these are two teams who lost their last game, but Brighton are safe.
Yeah.
West Ham, can they make Europe?
It's a difficult one. They've got a lot of competition around them. That's the big question. They did just lose to Everton 1-0 at home. Are they starting to bottling it here?
I think they might, sadly, really sadly. You know what? Brighton, the pressure is off. They've played well this season. There's no way they should be 17th. I'm going for a home win. Brighton 1, West Ham 0. But it's not what I want. I'd love to see West Ham in Europe.
Wolves, out of all teams, just beat Brighton 2-1 down.
I know.
So it's just difficult to call. You're gassing up Brighton, but they just lost to a Wolves side which got pumped by Burnley 4-0 a few weeks ago. This Premier League is full of crazy results, I tell you. I'm just going to back West Ham. I'm going to back West Ham because they've got something to play for. Brighton don't. I think it'll be 1-0 to West Ham.
But over to you, James.
Brighton versus West Ham. Come on, West Ham. We need 9 points from you. Let's get you in the top 4. I would love to see David Moyes get into the top 4 with West Ham. I think he deserves a lot more credit for the career that he's had. He's just had a few bumps along the road. Brighton, very good team. And it is a really tough game for them, this one. Can they deal with the pressure? I think the good thing for them is that Brighton will be used... They will want to have the ball all the time, which will allow West Ham to kind of play on the counter-attack, which could hurt them. I think they'll get the win in this one. I think this will be a 2-1 victory for West Ham. It will be tight, it will be tense, but West Ham will get the victory.
Crystal Palace in 13th against Aston Villa in 11th. Now Palace falling away, 4 defeats in the last 5 games. Villa... Not very good without Jack Grealish out there.
No, and we just made a video worst player. I put Ross Barkley, and he's another one who hasn't really performed like expected. I think it's fair to say. Difficult one to call come into this. Could go either way. Palace have Zaha and Eze, and when they're on form, they can smash it. I'm going to sit on the fence and go for a 1-1 draw here. What do you reckon?
I love it when you say this could go either way. That's going on a t-shirt there.
Probably.
But I reckon 1-1. It's a James May prediction.
Yeah, we agree. Let's go over to James. And does he make it a triple draw prediction?
Crystal Palace versus Aston Villa. Both teams on the beach. Both teams have been on the beach for quite a while now. I could see this being a draw and Benteke getting involved in this one, getting some goals for Crystal Palace. He's had a good season for them. He's actually got, I think, the second best shots on target ratio of any striker in the league. Let me know in the comments who number 1 is. Don't look it up first. Last game at home for them before playing Liverpool. I think they'll go and get the victory. It'll be tight though because Villa don't concede that many. 1-0 victory, Benteke to score.
Tottenham Hotspur in 7th against Wolverhampton Wanderers in 12th. Now Spurs blown away by Leeds United last week. Who'd have thought we'd be saying that a year ago?
It's just crazy to think, isn't it? And it's not even a shock to most people
I
now.
know.
It's come to a point in the season where Spurs have Ryan Mason, and it's just a Son and Kane show. If they turn up, they can get a win. If they aren't playing, then they look lost. They need some big money transfers in the summer. I just tweeted today, Joachim Anderson, get him in. They definitely need a centre-back, Spurs. And for Wolves, they're so up and down as well. They need Jimenez back to get back to their peak, and maybe next season we'll see that. What do you reckon?
That is a very big statement. But you know what? Wolves have been pretty good over the last 5 games. 10 points. They're coming good at the right time.
That's true.
This could go either way, Theo.
Yeah.
But I reckon Spurs 2-1 win.
I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw, like you said. I think Wolves they're picking up more points than Spurs right now. You never know if Kane's going to turn up because he didn't get Sheffield United. He's been letting FPL users down recently. So start scoring, Kane, or I'll be angry.
Oh, and you won't like him when he's angry. But James Allcott, the QPR fan, what do you reckon, pal?
Spurs should be winning this. I think they'll win it comfortably. Wolves don't look right this season. I think they'll win it 2-0.
West Bromwich Albion in 19th against Liverpool in 6th. Now West Brom 5 wins all season. They've been stinking up the gaff. But Liverpool are the form team of the division. 11 points in 5 games. Surely a Liverpool win there.
Well, it depends if they beat Man United tonight. We're filming that. When you see it, you'll know the Liverpool United result and you'll be all tweeting about it, speaking about it. We don't know it. So we're pretty much predicting. I'm going to go off the fact that Liverpool win. And they go for a top 4 charge. Do you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
You know what I mean. So West Brom 0, Liverpool 2. I think things will be positive. West Brom are down. They've got nothing to play for. Big Sam's just getting paychecks. And maybe Matheus Pereira might sneak a goal because he's not a bad player. But Liverpool need it more. So I'm backing them.
Wow, we're not watching that tonight because we're going to play five-a-side football and then we're off to the pub, aren't we, Theo? But you know what? West Brom 0, Liverpool 2.
But let's go over to James. Does he make it 3 of the same predictions? That's the question.
West Brom versus Liverpool. I think they will win it though, Liverpool, and I think they'll win it quite comfortably. I think maybe it could be even a 3-0 victory for Liverpool away from home as well.
And finally, Everton in 9th against Sheffield United in 20th. Now, the Everton boys have not given up on Europe. The Sheffield United boys, 18 goals all season. They're dreaming of a beach holiday right now. Surely an Everton win.
Well, this is the thing. Everton need the points. They're on the same as Spurs, and we've backed Spurs to draw, actually. But they could probably beat Wolves, as they need the points too. Basically, they can't have a shambolic performance where they somehow lose or draw to Sheffield United. It has to be a win. I think it'll be low scoring. I'm going to go Everton 1, Sheffield United 0.
Yeah, I think Everton might batter Sheffield United
They could,
tonight because DCL is back in form. But you know what? I'm going to be a little bit careful. 2-0 to Everton.
Yeah, I nearly went 3-0. I just don't want to go the same as Dad. But when Hammers and DCL on form, they're going to be on. I mean, I'd sign them in FPL if I were you. And as you know, Sheffield United already relegated, so they'll be playing James Allcott's beloved QPR. What's he going for in this game, mate?
And final game, Everton versus Sheffield United. Everton can still get themselves into the Champions League, which is insane, but they need to win every single game to give themselves a chance of getting into Europe at the very least. I think they'll win this one. Sheffield United have been atrocious all season. They've lost more games than any other team ever in a Premier League season, and they're just desperate for the season to end. I think Everton will win this. I think they'll win it quite comfortably. I think it'll be a 2-0 victory for Everton. I hope you enjoyed this. Hopefully I've got it right. Hopefully I might be top of the leaderboard. We'll see soon enough. Lots of love from your boy Jimbo.
Right, that is all for this week, lads. It has been a pleasure to bring you another Premier League predictions with Thogden, Thogdad and James Allcott. Go find out why the Aguero goal should have been disallowed. And go subscribe to his channel because he's a legend for coming on. Great to get some new guests on next week. We've already got a guest and it's big, so get ready for that as well. Subscribe if you're new around here. Loads of more football content coming to your old gob races very soon. See you all in a bit. Bye, guys.
Off to the pub. See ya.
He actually is off to the pub. Like, I'm not even joking. Bye, guys.